In a quiet residential area of suburban Chicago, the morning sun filters through the trees, gently illuminating an old two-story house. Nicole, 38, wakes to the sound of her alarm clock. Looking beside her, she finds Nigel's side of the bed empty. She lets out a deep sigh and slowly rises. Standing before the mirror, Nicole stares at her tired reflection. Dark circles have formed under her eyes, perhaps from years of fertility treatments. As she brushes her hair, she reflects on 15 years of marriage. The strong desire to have children, repeated fertility treatments, and a gradually cooling marriage. Nicole closes her eyes and shakes her head, as if unable to bear the weight of memories. Downstairs, Nicole eats breakfast alone in the kitchen. On the table lies a simple note from Nigel, left early for work. "Will be late." Nicole manages a sad smile at the message. After breakfast, Nicole begins preparing for work. As she packs teaching materials into her bag, she works as an elementary school teacher. Her eyes fall on an adoption brochure. She remembers suggesting it to Nigel, only to face strong opposition. On her way to the front door, Nicole pauses at their wedding photo displayed on the living room shelf. Two smiling faces pressed close together. Such hopeful expressions, so different from now. Nicole picks up the photo, gazing at it nostalgically. "Where did we go wrong?" Nicole whispers softly. Returning the photo to its place, Nicole leaves the house. Before getting into her car, she glances at the neighboring house. She catches sight of a young couple laughing together in their yard, holding a small child. Nicole's expression clouds momentarily, but she quickly composes herself and starts the car. After a long day at school, Nicole returns home, visibly tired. Silence envelopes her as she enters. Nigel isn't home yet. Nicole prepares and eats a simple dinner alone. Afterward, she sits in the living room, spreading a photo album across her lap. Wedding photos, honeymoon memories, and pictures of their happy early years together. With each turn of the page, tears well up in Nicole's eyes. On the last page is a photo of Nicole's great-grandmother Miranda, taken in pre-Depression Chicago. Miranda stands in front of an old historical house, now demolished. As Nicole gazes at the photo, an idea strikes her. She hurriedly opens her laptop and begins searching real estate websites. Maybe this could be what saves our relationship," Nicole murmurs to herself. She continues searching for old house listings late into the night. Outside her window, the full moon shines quietly. For the first time in a long while, a glimmer of hope sparkles in Nicole's eyes. Several weeks later, Nicole and Nigel's 15th wedding anniversary arrives. Nicole prepares a special dinner and waits for Nigel's return. However, the appointed time passes, and Nigel doesn't come home. Nicole calls Nigel's cell phone repeatedly, but there's no answer. When she finally gets through, he makes excuses about being busy with work, dismissing Nicole's feelings. Amid mixed feelings of disappointment and anger, Nicole steels her resolve. The next morning, she tells Nigel they need to have a serious talk. "Nigel, I think this might be our last chance to save our relationship. Would you consider buying an old house I found and renovating it together?" Though Nigel initially shows reluctance, he eventually agrees, swayed by Nicole's enthusiasm. On moving day, after purchasing the house, Nicole steps inside with excitement. The creaking of old wooden floors, the unique patterns of the wallpaper, and the historical atmosphere filling each room all captivate her heart. However, Nigel remains cold. Consumed by work calls, he shows little interest in the renovation. Though disappointed, Nicole begins renovation work alone. As she strips wallpaper, polishes floors, and arranges furniture, working up a sweat, she gradually develops an attachment to the house. One day, while removing wallpaper in the upstairs bedroom, something falls from within the wall. An old diary, a mysterious key, and an envelope addressed to Nicole. Nicole's hands tremble with surprise and excitement. But just as she's about to examine them, she hears Nigel's voice, unexpectedly home. Nicole hurriedly hides her discoveries and goes downstairs. Nigel, absorbed in work talk, doesn't notice her state. That night, lying in bed, Nicole thinks about the hidden items. She resolves to examine them thoroughly tomorrow, closing her eyes. However, in her heart, new mysteries and expectations begin to grow. Nicole wakes and looks beside her. Nigel isn't there. While this isn't unusual, something feels different this morning. She slowly gets out of bed and heads downstairs. Entering the living room, she notices a piece of paper on the table. Nicole picks it up with trepidation. "I can't take it anymore. I've sold the house. Goodbye." Just one line. Nicole reads it over and over in disbelief. Confusion and fear overwhelm her. "Nigel, what does this mean?" Nicole calls Nigel's cell phone with trembling hands. But the call won't connect. She redials repeatedly, with the same result. Near panic, Nicole calls her childhood friend Samantha, who uses a wheelchair after an accident several years ago. Nicole has helped care for her. "Samantha, please, help me." Samantha's calm voice slightly soothes Nicole's troubled heart. Samantha listens calmly to the situation and advises consulting a lawyer. That afternoon, Nicole visits a law office with Samantha. The lawyer's words are cold. "I'm sorry, but your husband has the right to sell the house. It's a legally valid transaction." Nicole nearly collapses. Samantha supports her shoulder. "But, it's my house." The lawyer looks at Nicole sympathetically but explains there's nothing that can be done legally. That night, Nicole stays at Samantha's house. She lies in the guest room bed, in a state of shock. Days pass, and Nicole goes through the motions mechanically. Samantha worries about her and provides all the support she can. One morning, Nicole's smartphone chimes. An email notification. She sees it's from Nigel and opens it fearfully. The email's contents confirm Nicole's worst fears. Nigel reveals he has been involved with his colleague Serena and is starting a new family with her and her 5-year-old son. Nicole trembles with intense shock. Samantha hurries to her side. "Nicole, are you okay? What happened?" Unable to speak, Nicole simply hands her smartphone to Samantha. Reading the email, Samantha's expression shows a mix of anger and sadness. "Nicole, I'm so sorry. That man Nigel is the worst." Nicole suddenly breaks down in tears. 15 years of marriage, dreams of having children, and the recently purchased house, the reality that everything has crumbled in an instant is unbearable. Samantha gently embraces Nicole, able only to be there for her. Time passes slowly. Days later, Nicole slowly begins to accept reality. Samantha's encouragement and support gradually heal her heart. One morning, Nicole suddenly remembers the diary and envelope left at the house. The items she found in the wall that day. Samantha, I need to go back to the house. Samantha looks worried. Are you sure? Isn't it too soon? Nicole responds with determination. There's something important to me in that house. I need to get it back. Sensing Nicole's resolve, Samantha slowly nods. I understand. I'll go with you. Nicole looks at Samantha with gratitude. She takes a deep breath, mustering courage to face the challenges ahead. The two get in the car and head toward what was once Nicole and Nigel's house. During the drive, Nicole gazes out the window, contemplating her future life. Though she has lost much, there is still hope. Perhaps the contents of the diary and envelope will show her a new path. A small light begins to glow in Nicole's heart. Samantha's car stops in front of what was once Nicole and Nigel's house. Nicole takes a deep breath and opens the door with trembling hands. Are you okay? Comes Samantha's concerned voice. Nicole gives a slight nod. Yes. I'll go in. Standing before the house, she's overwhelmed by a mix of nostalgia and pain. Days earlier, with Samantha's help, she had contacted the new owners and received permission to retrieve her personal belongings. When she rings the doorbell, a middle-aged woman answers. She looks at Nicole with sympathetic eyes and quietly invites her in. Take your time gathering what you need. There's no rush. Nicole expresses her gratitude and climbs the stairs. Entering the second-floor bedroom, she remembers the diary and envelope hidden in the wall. Fortunately, the new owners hadn't begun renovations yet. Carefully peeling back the wallpaper, Nicole retrieves the diary and envelope from their hiding place. The moment she holds them, a strange sense of relief washes over her. Before leaving the house, Nicole takes one last look around the living room. Memories of the days spent here flash through her mind like a film reel. With tears in her eyes, she quietly closes the door. Back in the car, Samantha offers a gentle smile. Did you find them? Nicole nods, showing the diary and envelope pressed to her chest. Yes. There might be family secrets hidden in here. That night, at Samantha's house, Nicole nervously opens the diary. As she turns the yellowed pages, her great-grandmother Miranda's delicate handwriting appears. Nicole reads intently. Remarkable facts begin to emerge. This house had been part of the Underground Railroad during the Civil War. Miranda, though white, had helped escaped slaves find freedom. I can't believe it. Nicole breathes. Samantha asks curiously, what is it? Nicole excitedly explains the diary's contents to Samantha. Samantha's eyes gradually begin to shine with interest. Next, Nicole opens the envelope addressed to Nicole. Inside is a letter from Miranda. The letter describes the location of a hidden room in the house and important evidence stored there. Nicole, this is incredible. Samantha exclaims. This house has historical value. Nicole speaks with determination. Samantha, I have to protect this house. I have to preserve this history. The next day, Nicole contacts the local Historical Preservation Society. She passionately explains the house's historical significance and requests their assistance with investigation. The society shows interest and promises to send a research team immediately. Days later, a team of historians and architectural experts visits the house. Nicole and Samantha accompany them, sharing the contents of Miranda's diary and letter. As the investigation progresses, the house's historical value becomes increasingly clear. The hidden room is discovered, yielding Civil War-era artifacts and documents. Nicole is overwhelmed by the significance of her discovery. In her heart, the pain of lost family and marriage begins to be replaced by a new sense of purpose. One day, a member of the research team approaches Nicole excitedly. "Ms. Nicole, we found someone who knew about Miranda's activities. An 85-year-old woman named Audrey. She's also a witness to the civil rights movement." Nicole's heart races. She immediately requests to meet Audrey. Days later, Nicole and Samantha visit Audrey's home. Audrey welcomes them with a warm smile. "To meet Miranda's great-granddaughter. I'm so happy." Tears glisten in Audrey's eyes. Nicole can barely contain her excitement as she asks, "Audrey, please tell me about my great-grandmother. What kind of person was she?" Audrey gazes into the distance and begins to speak. "Miranda was a courageous woman. She believed in human dignity regardless of race or color. She saved many lives, and my family was one of them." Nicole catches her breath. Tears well up in her eyes too. Audrey continues, "Miranda's house was a beacon of hope for escaped slaves. And that spirit continued through the civil rights era." Nicole strongly realizes her important role in preserving this historical legacy. A new determination grows in her heart. "Audrey, I will protect this house and its hidden history. I will carry on my great-grandmother's legacy." Audrey smiles gently and takes Nicole's hand. "You can do it. Miranda would be proud." On the drive home, Nicole and Samantha talk quietly. "Nicole, you have a new mission now," Samantha says. Nicole nods. "Yes. I'll protect this house. And I want to share its history with many people." As the car drives quietly through the sunset-painted sky, Nicole's heart is filled with new hope and determination. Several days after meeting Audrey, Nicole begins a campaign to preserve the house's historical value with renewed determination. With Samantha's help, she starts sharing information on social media and actively reaching out to local history enthusiasts and civic groups. Nicole's passion and the house's remarkable history gradually capture the interest of local residents. One day, a local newspaper reporter requests an interview with Nicole. "Could you tell us more about the historical value of this house?" the reporter asks eagerly, taking notes. Nicole takes a deep breath and responds, "This house is more than just an old building. During the Civil War, it played a crucial role in saving the lives of escaped slaves. And that spirit of resistance continued through the civil rights era." When the article is published, Nicole's efforts gain widespread attention. Local television stations come to report on the house's hidden room and discovered artifacts. Nicole gradually begins to feel that her voice is reaching people. However, shocking news arrives just as things are gaining momentum. The real estate developer who bought the house announces plans to build a high-rise apartment building on the property. "Nicole, it's terrible." Samantha calls in a panic. The developer is planning to demolish the house. Nicole is momentarily speechless. But she quickly regains her composure. "Samantha, I won't give up. We have a reason to protect this house. A reason to preserve this history." A race against time begins. Nicole consults with lawyers, seeking legal means to prevent the house's demolition. Simultaneously, she continues to appeal to the media, persistently advocating for the house's importance. Nicole's determined efforts bear fruit as her campaign receives national news coverage. One evening, her interview appears on a major news program. "This house is a crucial part of our history," Nicole declares to the camera with a serious expression. "It holds the stories of courageous people. We cannot let these stories be erased." By chance, someone watches this program in another city, Nigel. He stares at the television screen in shock. "Nicole," he whispers. The Nicole on screen is clearly different from the wife he knew. She's confident, passionate. Nigel finally realizes the true value of the house he sold and the foolishness of his decision. "Dad, what's wrong?" Serena's son asks curiously beside him. Nigel snaps back to reality, managing a bitter smile. "Nothing, it's nothing." However, from that night on, changes begin to stir in Nigel's heart. He starts questioning his new life with Serena. After work, he often finds himself lost in thought. Meanwhile, Nicole begins to notice changes within herself as she immerses herself in her mission. Once trapped in the grief of being unable to have children, she now finds a new purpose. One day, Samantha says to Nicole, "Nicole, you seem so alive lately." Nicole looks surprised for a moment, then smiles gently. "Really? I hadn't noticed. But you're right, I do have a goal now. Something to protect." Samantha nods happily. "That's the spirit. I know you can save this house." Nicole strengthens her resolve. "Thank you, Samantha. I won't give up this fight." During this time, negotiations with the developer reach a stalemate. They prioritize profit and refuse to listen to Nicole's appeals. However, support for Nicole's efforts grows daily. Local residents, historians, and supporters from across the country gather around her cause. One day, Nicole gives a speech at a protest rally in front of the house. "This house is a bridge connecting our past and future. It holds the spirits of those who fought for freedom and equality. We have a responsibility to protect that spirit and pass it on to the next generation." Loud applause erupts from the gathered crowd. Nicole feels her words reaching people's hearts, and her own heart swells with emotion. While the battle to save the house continues, an unwavering determination has taken root in Nicole's heart. She has begun walking a new chapter of her life alongside this house. In the midst of national attention on Nicole's movement to save the house, she makes a decision. She will search for the hidden room mentioned in her great-grandmother Miranda's letter. After extensive negotiations with the new owners, she finally obtains permission to investigate. Early one morning, Nicole arrives at the house with Samantha. As they walk across the dew-covered lawn toward the entrance, neighbors watch with interest. Several historians and architectural experts have already gathered in front of the house. "Ready?" Samantha asks gently. Nicole takes a deep breath and nods. "Yes, let's begin." Inside, Nicole begins examining the walls carefully, following the letter's instructions. The experts assist, using modern equipment to scan behind the walls. After several hours, when fatigue begins to show, a sudden cry of excitement breaks the silence. "This is..." one architect exclaims excitedly. "There's a space behind this wall." As everyone holds their breath, a section of the wall is carefully removed. A small entrance to a hidden room appears. Nicole takes out a flashlight with trembling hands and slowly illuminates the interior. The room is filled with dusty old boxes and documents. As Nicole steps inside, something gleams at her feet. She bends down to pick it up, an old gold ring. This might be. Nicole gasps. A token of gratitude given to Miranda by escaped slaves after they gained their freedom. As the investigation continues, remarkable discoveries keep emerging. Detailed records of helping escaped slaves, maps showing Underground Railroad routes, and amazingly, even artwork by a prominent black artist from the slavery era. These discoveries definitively established the house's historical value. The news spreads rapidly nationwide, prompting action from the state government. Days later, the governor himself holds a press conference, declaring the house will be protected as a national historical landmark. As news of Nicole's victory spreads, she gives interviews in front of the house. "I'm truly happy this house will be preserved," Nicole smiles at the cameras. "This isn't just my victory, it belongs to everyone who supported us." Just as the interview ends and Nicole prepares to return inside with Samantha, a familiar voice calls out. "Nicole." She freezes at the sound. Turning around, she sees Nigel standing there. He looks tired but his eyes show determination. "I need to talk to you," he says quietly. After a moment's hesitation and Samantha's encouragement, Nicole agrees to speak with him. They enter the living room where they once lived together. "First, I want to apologize," Nigel bows deeply. "My actions were foolish and despicable. I hurt you and sold this precious house. I regret everything." Nicole listens silently, complex emotions rising within her. "I saw you on the news," Nigel continues. "I never knew you could be so strong, so brave. I never really understood you at all." After a moment of silence, Nicole speaks quietly. "Nigel, I accept your apology. But I can't forgive you. At least, not now." Nigel nods sadly. "I understand. But I needed to tell you." As he rises to leave, he adds, "I ended things with Serena too. I feel terrible for her and her son, but I'm done running from my mistakes." As the door closes behind him, Nicole lets out a deep sigh. Outside, the sunset paints the sky red. Samantha gently places a hand on her shoulder. "Are you okay?" Nicole smiles and nods. "Yes, I'm fine." That night, Nicole walks alone through the house. She contemplates the history hidden in each room. The sadness of not being able to have children, the end of her marriage, and her newly discovered mission. She feels that everything has led her to this place. Standing by the living room window, gazing at the moonlit garden, Nicole speaks softly. "Miranda, you were watching over me, weren't you? Your courage and determination have lived on until today." She takes a deep breath, inscribing a new resolve in her heart. Not only has she protected the house, but she's also about to begin a new life here. The next morning, Nicole wakes early. She stands on the lawn in front of the house as the morning sun rises. It's the beginning of a new day. Samantha approaches, pushing her walker. "Good morning, Nicole. Today's the first day of your new job." Nicole nods. She has decided to run the house as a historical education center. "Yes, I'll share this house's story with many people," Nicole smiles. "So they can learn about our past and build a better future." The two look up at the house, bathed in morning light. At that moment, Nicole is enveloped by a strange sensation. It feels like she's finally found the place she's been searching for all along, a warmth she's been seeking. "Well, shall we go?" Nicole says brightly. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Walking toward the house with Samantha, Nicole's heart is full of hope. She's no longer trapped by past sorrows. Together with this house, she'll weave a new story, a tale of courage, love, and hope. A new page in Nicole's life is about to turn. On a crisp autumn morning, Nicole stands at the entrance of the house, now transformed into a museum. In the year since winning the battle to save it, much has changed. The house has been beautifully restored and reborn as a museum telling the story of the Underground Railroad during the Civil War. Nicole takes a deep breath and turns the key. Opening the door, she's greeted by the familiar scent of old wood. The walls are carefully decorated with photographs and documents telling the stories of escaped slaves. Every morning when Nicole sees this sight, she feels her heart warm with emotion. "Good morning, Nicole." Turning around, she sees Samantha slowly approaching with her cane. Samantha's rehabilitation has been remarkably successful, and she can now walk short distances. "Samantha, you came again today." Nicole happily embraces her friend. The two walk through the museum, making final checks of the exhibits. Nicole occasionally pauses to match Samantha's pace, smiling gently at her friend's recovery. "It's all thanks to you, Nicole," Samantha suddenly says. "Your strength gave me courage too." Nicole feels tears welling up. "I should be thanking you, Samantha. I couldn't have made it this far without you." As opening time approaches, the first visitors begin arriving. Nicole stands at reception, greeting them with a smile. Local residents, tourists from afar, and school groups on field trips stream in one after another. Nicole passionately explains the house's history, its role in the Underground Railroad, the stories of courageous people, and the precious artifacts discovered. Every time she sees visitors' eyes light up with wonder and emotion while listening to her stories, Nicole feels a deep sense of purpose. That afternoon, unexpected visitors arrive. It's Nigel, holding the hand of a young boy. "Nicole," Nigel calls out somewhat nervously. "I wanted to see your work." Though momentarily flustered, Nicole quickly regains her composure. "Welcome. Let me show you around." She explains the house's history matter-of-factly, suppressing complex emotions. Nigel listens intently, occasionally offering gentle explanations to the boy beside him. At the end of the tour, Nigel stops in front of the hidden room and speaks to the boy. "In life, it's important to be honest. As the history of this house teaches us, it's important to have the courage to do what's right." Nicole feels her heart tighten at these words. She senses that Nigel has truly changed. After Nigel leaves, Nicole stands by the window, gazing into the distance. The reunion with her ex-husband has stirred her emotions more than expected. Yet it also reinforces her conviction that she has chosen the right path. That evening, Audrey visits. Nicole welcomes her eagerly. "Audrey, thank you for coming. Would you listen to my ideas for a new program?" Audrey smiles warmly. "Of course, Nicole. I'm sure your ideas will be wonderful." Nicole begins explaining excitedly. It's an educational program to pass the house's history on to younger generations. Her ideas seem endless: partnerships with schools, workshops, and meetings with descendants of escaped slaves. "That's wonderful, Nicole," Audrey says with emotion. "Miranda would be so proud." At these words, Nicole tears up. The pain of not being able to have children still occasionally crosses her mind. But through this new mission, she feels she's become a different kind of mother. Weeks later, the new educational program begins. Nicole nervously but eagerly welcomes the first school group. Welcome, everyone, Nicole speaks gently. Today, I'll tell you the story of a very special house. Seeing the children's curious eyes, Nicole feels her heart warm. She begins telling them about the events that occurred in this house, the stories of courageous people, and the importance of freedom and equality. Watching the children's expressions change with surprise and emotion as they listen, Nicole reaffirms her mission. Through this house's history, she can convey important messages to the next generation. For Nicole, nothing could be more valuable than this. After the program ends and the children leave, Nicole walks quietly through the house. As she confronts the memories hidden in each room, she reflects on her life. The difficult marriage, the sorrow of not being able to have children, betrayal and loss. And then, finding a new purpose in life in an unexpected way. All these experiences have shaped who she is today. Nicole stands by the window, looking up at the twilight sky. The orange-tinted sky hints at the beginning of a new day. Miranda, are you watching? Nicole whispers. Your courage continues to live in many people's hearts today. She takes a deep breath and smiles. Tomorrow, she'll welcome new visitors again and continue sharing this house's story. For Nicole, it's more than just a job, it's her life itself. Samantha gently places a hand on her shoulder. Let's go home, Nicole. Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. Nicole nods and leaves the house with her friend. Her heart is full of hope and gratitude. Meeting this house, protecting its history, and weaving new stories, this is the new chapter of her life. As she leaves through the front door, Nicole turns back one last time to look at the house. The old building, bathed in sunset light, seems to smile warmly. In her heart, Nicole whispers, "Thank you. And please continue to watch over me." Then she heads home, preparing to welcome another new morning.